Welcome to our channel. The process of obtaining citizenship in the UK for most adults who have migrated involves applying for naturalization. Today, we are going to take you on a journey that many have embarked on to turn their dreams into reality. So, let's move right into the video. Becoming a British citizen is much more than just a piece of paper. It all starts with the application process, where you gather all the necessary documents to prove your eligibility. From proving your residence to demonstrating your knowledge of English, every detail matters. The application fees. The usual fee for applying for adult citizenship is £1,330, while children are charged £1,012. If you are seeking to obtain citizenship as an adult, there are additional fees that you will need to pay. It costs £50 to take the Life in the UK test. Approximately £150 is required for an English test. If you are applying for a child and you are unable to cover the cost, the good news is that you have the option to apply for a fee waiver. If you are granted a fee waiver, you won't be required to make any payment. To be eligible for a fee waiver, it is necessary to demonstrate that your income and savings are insufficient to cover both the fee and essential expenses such as food and rent. To complete the process, you need to provide documentation of your income and expenses from the past 6 months. This may include salary statements, bank statements for all your accounts, rental contract, monthly expenses. If you receive financial assistance from social services to support your child, you will be eligible for a fee waiver. Please ensure that you provide the necessary documents to verify this. Document needed for application. Prior to submitting your citizenship application, it is advisable to make adequate preparations by gathering the necessary documents and information. When you go through the process of applying for citizenship through naturalization, there are certain requirements that you'll need to meet. Show evidence of your duration of residence in the UK, prepare for the Life in the UK test, demonstrate your comprehension of the English language, ensure that you possess a good character by demonstrating a clean record in terms of legal infractions or financial insolvency, provide the names of 2 individuals who can assist in verifying your identity. These individuals are commonly referred to as referees. If you are in the process of applying for citizenship with your child, it is necessary to submit a separate application for your child. If your child is under 18 years old, you have the option to apply for their registration as a British citizen. Registering is a method to apply for British citizenship. The application process is much simpler for children. They are not required to take the Life in the UK test, demonstrate their proficiency in the English language, participate in the citizenship ceremony. The next important one is the evidence of your residency in the UK. Typically, it is necessary to provide evidence of your duration of residence in the UK, which is referred to as the residency requirement. It is necessary to provide proof of residency, even if you have done so previously. One way to do this is by applying for settled status. The duration required for validation will vary depending on your specific circumstances. Here is a step-by-step guide. First point, figure out your workout routine while you were in the UK. It's important to keep track of the number of days you spent outside the UK. If you exceed the limit, there is a possibility of being denied entry. You will need to count these individually for the following. Make sure you have the necessary evidence to prove your presence in the UK. Please provide the Home Office with your current passport and any previous passports that correspond to the duration of your stay in the country. It's important to verify that the entry and exit stamps in your passport align with the dates you provided on your application for entering and leaving the country. If you don't possess a passport containing an entry stamp, you will be required to provide alternative documentation as proof of your presence in the UK. Some examples include 1. Documents related to income and tax. 2. A letter from your employer or education provider stating the duration of your involvement. 3. A letter from a benefits provider such as the Department for Work and Pensions, DWP, indicating the date of your benefit receipt. 4. You could also consider utilizing alternative forms of evidence, such as household bills. If you find yourself without a passport or travel documents due to being a refugee, it is reasonable to expect the Home Office to acknowledge that you have not left the UK since your arrival. Passing the Life in the UK test. Passing the Life in the UK test is a requirement prior to applying for citizenship. The test covers various aspects of UK laws and the legal system. You have the flexibility to complete the test at your convenience prior to submitting your application. There are certain situations where you are exempt from taking the Life in the UK test, when it seems like you have already surpassed that requirement. For instance, if you underwent the test during your application for indefinite leave to remain. You have the flexibility to take the test multiple times, although there is a fee associated with each attempt. Another important point to take note is showing your comprehension of the English language. Prior to applying for citizenship, it is necessary to demonstrate your proficiency in English, Welsh, or Scottish Gaelic. Determine if you are required to demonstrate your proficiency in the English language. No need to provide evidence of your English proficiency if you are from a country that is exempt, you can easily find out which nationalities are not required to provide proof of English proficiency by visiting the Gov.uk website. Ensure that your degree, which was taught or researched in English, is properly indicated on Gov.uk. To successfully complete the requirements, it is necessary to pass a speaking and listening test at an approved centre. You can easily locate a reliable provider of secure English language tests on Gov.uk. The next point is to ensure that you possess a strong moral compass. Typically, it is necessary to demonstrate your upstanding character prior to submitting your citizenship application. The Home Office considers a variety of factors when making this determination. As an illustration, the Home Office may determine that you are not eligible if you possess outstanding tax obligations in the UK, an outstanding financial obligation within the NHS, experienced financial difficulties resulting in bankruptcy, history of criminal activity. If you have violated the terms of your leave in the past decade, such as engaging in unauthorized work or receiving public funds without permission, it can be considered a breach of your leave conditions. If you happen to have any points on your driving license, it is necessary to obtain a summary of your record from the DVLA website and ensure that it is included with your application. It is important to disclose any fixed penalty notices you have received in your application. Your impeccable character will remain untarnished as long as you have fulfilled your obligations. It's crucial to prioritize honesty and provide all relevant information in your application, such as a criminal conviction. Failure to include all necessary information may result in the Home Office rejecting your application. If you anticipate any difficulties in demonstrating your good character, it would be wise to consult with an advisor prior to submitting your application. You will need to provide 2 referees for the application process. These individuals are familiar with you and can assist in verifying your identity. It is important that both of your referees have a personal relationship with you for a minimum of 3 years. They should not be your family member, your legal representative, or representative working for the Home Office if an individual has a criminal conviction within the past 10 years. Make sure to thoroughly review your application. Ensuring that you have the correct information and necessary documents is crucial prior to submitting your application. If there are any omissions or errors, the Home Office has the authority to reject your application, resulting in the forfeiture of your payment. If the Home Office determines that you provided false information on your application, it could result in a 10-year ban on reapplying. If you require assistance with your application or gathering supporting documents, it would be beneficial to consult with an advisor. Applying for citizenship is typically a straightforward process that can be done either online or by post. If you reside in the Channel Islands, Isle of Man, or a British overseas territory, the application process must be done by mail. If you are not married or in a civil partnership with a British citizen, the process of applying will vary based on your current immigration status. If you possess indefinite leave to remain or settled status, you can apply on Gov.uk. Make sure to check if you meet the requirements for permanent resident status on Gov. UK. If you have completed a paper application, you'll need to submit the necessary documents. For instance, you'll need to send your passport along with your application. If you have completed your application online, you have the convenience of scanning and uploading your documents directly to your online application. Typically, you will receive an email requesting you to schedule an appointment for the purpose of capturing your photograph and fingerprints. To secure your spot, make sure to schedule an appointment through the official UK Visa and Citizenship Application Service website. It is important to notify the Home Office of any changes to your personal details during this period. Take, for instance, when you decide to update your address. If the Home Office requires additional information regarding your application, they will contact you via written correspondence. UK Visas and Immigration, UKVI, aims to provide a decision on your application within 6 months. We have come to the end of today's video. I hope the information provided is useful. If you have any further inquiries, please feel free to ask. Remember to subscribe to our channel and enable notifications so that you are always informed when we release new updates.